start looking for, or Sarah rather, is going to look again for other doors out.
All right. You can make a perception or investigation check.
14 perception.
You don't see any other ways out of this room. It's the hole in the ceiling and then the path that you came through.
So if we don't have any way to fly, we might have to just go back through the dark passageway.
I'm thinking that's gonna take us right up there anyways, because from the looks of it, the path up above us looks pretty similar to the state that the other path was in.
Oh, when we look up through the hole in the top, do we see any glowing coming from up there?
Yeah, there's more of this dim light.
Gotcha.
Any of you think you could toss a rope up in there and get it hooked on something?
I don't think I could get it hooked on anything.
No? Okay.
I'm no cowboy.
Neither am I. I'm just a tailor. I don't think I could hook it.
Any cowboys here? Any of you guys? Are you guys cowboys?
Grew up on a farm, not that kind of farm.
A voice from the distance says, "I'm not a cowboy." I'm just kidding.
No!
No, that was a joke.
Okay.
Sorry.
Chris, you can't scare us like that.
So we're going back across the quicksand into the other.
Oh god, we gotta go back across the quicksand again?
This place has trees in it, right?
No. It's plants against the wall.
just ferns and stuff?
Yeah.
Is there anything that would like wooden?
No.
The closest we have is the giant mushroom.
Yeah.
How about some larger mushrooms and we strategically place them throughout the quicksand and step upon them like beautiful stepping stones?
Can you fill up quicksand?
It's pretty easy to
Do you know
just
if you can just start
swing over.
pushing things into it until eventually it just gets too full?
Well, I don't have a lot of experience with quicksand.
Yeah, same.
Me neither.
But I could just climb back across and we'll run a rope and then y'all can just...
Sure. Let's do that.
Yeah, it
Slide
sounds a
across.
little less terrifying than the last way.
To the quicksand route.
All right.
Yep.
You all go back single file, following the lizards, or the surviving lizards, I should say, through the thin room, pushing through the plants. Sarah, you're leading the way. When you get to the quicksand, what are you doing?
I'm gonna swing across like before, probably a little slower, and then try and find a place to tie the rope up so that other people can just boop 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 across.
Quick question: what do the walls alongside the quicksand look like?
They look like stone, or like I guess what you're asking is like, are they coarse?
Climbable? Are they climbable?
Yeah, they look like they could be climbed with some difficulty. Certainly made better if you have any climbing gear.
Okay. We can just swing across.
Swinging across. That is a 15 athletics.
15 athletics, you manage to swing across and land on the other side. There are plenty of plants and vines and stuff to tie the rope to.
I do just that.
All right. Yeah, you tie the rope. Did you leave half the rope before you swung across?
Well, I had one end of the rope tied to me, and I swung across.
So the other end is.
So now the other end is on their side.
Okay. Yeah.
So y'all can come over now.
I'm gonna swing across. Because that rope isn't fixed on anything on our side.
Well,
I
fix
don't
it
know.
to something.
I cook things, I don't tie ropes.
I
you
don't
tie
know any.
ropes?
No, I don't know any knots at all.
Is there anything I can
Can
tie
you-
this to?
There's lots of vines, these like strong, sturdy vines.
I'm gonna tie the rope to something.
I'm already
Okay.
swinging.
Oh,
No, you're not. I don't
do
think
that.
by what you just
That's a
rolled.
7.
a 7. You start swinging, and halfway through, your hands start slipping, and you let go and get plunked straight into the middle of the quicksand.
Oh no! I
Well,
jump
the
into
rope
the
is
quicksand.
the rope is right above you. There are several vines. I am still holding the other end of this rope.
Yup. Y'all two grab the rope.
I wade into the quicksand and lift Sirad above my head.
No, Ruckus, you don't have to do that.
As you start lifting Sirad up, your center, like the what do you call it?
start
The
sinking
buoyant-
deeper.
you start sinking deeper. So as you're lifting Sirad up, you feel this quicksand like lifting around your chest and heading towards your neck.
Just grab the rope.
Oh, I keep Sirad up with one hand and I grab the rope with the other.
I grab the rope too.
Alright,
You can let go
Start
of me.
towing these two.
alright, make a strength check.
We can probably just pull ourselves at this point.
Ooh,
That is
Nat
a
one.
Natural one.
I just start
Son of a
pulling
bitch.
myself through with the rope.
As you start pulling the rope and pulling it through, it like slips out of your hand, and the rope also slides down the vines and comes in and gets pulled down into the quicksand as well.
How deep is this
Son of a
quicksand?
bitch.
I mean,
can't feel
you
the
can-
floor.
It's okay, I feel the
Yeah.
floor? Okay.
Ugh.
Uh,
Lord.
August, you got anything?
I mean, I might have something. Let me.
Wait, can I just try wading through the quicksand? Like, just
Let me
swimming
look at
so
through
you
it?
some
like,
rolls
like
real
fight your way
quick.
through?
No, I don't want to. Well, yeah, I don't
Okay,
know. I
that's
want to.
not like you're gonna make an attack roll. I mean, it's
No.
using words.
Okay.
No, just gently, just kind of squish my way through. Just like I'm not worried.
How long does it take to cast a ritual?
Just swim.
10 minutes
Yeah.
plus the
10
time,
minutes.
I believe.
Okay, then fine. I'll
I am
cast
a bit
it. I'll
worried.
spend a spell slot.
So,
Wait, first let's just see if we can wade through the quicksand.
Wait, so the rope came off on his side,
Yes.
Yeah.
not
Sh-
this
But
side.
yeah, August is still holding the rope.
I'm holding the other end of the rope. This is like a
Okay.
50-foot rope.
I start pulling myself back through the other way then.
Okay. So
Wading forward.
you put down Sirad then, I guess?
I guess he slips out of my hands. I don't want him to, but
I have a rope.
yeah. And I have trust that I can wade through quicksand.
Alright, both of you need to make athletics checks.
I'm gonna be
This is not
on my end. I'm gonna
6.
wait for Ruckus and just like have an arm out.
15.
6.
So Ruckus, you fight your way forward until you manage to grab Sarah's hand. And Sarah, you pull Ruckus up onto the ground with you, or onto the firmer ground with you. And Ruckus is now kind of blocking your access to the quicksand. On the other side, Sirad, you start trying to pull yourself along the rope, but you feel yourself sinking deeper into the quicksand. And basically, you're not being pulled fast enough. It's hard to push through.
This is
Sirad,
absolutely silly.
don't make me jump back in there.
No, I'm fine. I'm fine. This was much easier the first time through.
This is absolutely silly. I'm gonna cast Tensor's floating disc. So, can you still reach like 3 feet above you?
Yeah.
Yeah. So now there is, because it's within 20 feet of me, it is an immovable plane of force that you can grab onto and get on top of.
What does your tensor floating disc look like?
Oh, does it get to have like a look?
Yeah.
It's definitely like a bronze metal disc. Like it's like a nice bronze. Not too ornate, but like it's very nice.
Alright.
I'm holding on.
Yeah, Sirad, you managed to grab the edge of the tensor's floating disc floating above you. It can't go within 10 feet of you, right?
It is immobile while I'm within 20 feet of it.
Alright.
If I get outside of 20 feet, then it starts to move.
Okay.
So if you're not climbing on top of it, I'm just gonna start walking backwards back into the cave. Like looking over my shoulder with the flashlight, and it's gonna slowly pull towards me.
It's 50% of the spells you can cast today.
Absolutely. This is why I didn't want to do this. But here we go.
So if I climb on top of this, I can get out?
I mean, if you climb on top of it, you can try to get back across on the vines. I can't send
Oh,
it across
oh.
unless I go back, but I'm just
I
gonna
see.
keep walking backwards until
Okay.
this drags your ass out of the
So
quicksand.
I'm gonna try to climb on top of this then.
Okay.
That's a 19.
Yeah, you climb on top of the tensor floating disc.
It is 3 feet in diameter and 1 inch thick, and floats 3 feet
Okay,
across
so
the
yeah, so
ground.
it's essentially like a stepping stone that you're like
Yeah.
standing on above the quicksand, and you can pretty easily from that point like kind of climb and then hop down onto solid ground on the other side, leaving August the only person who is left on the mushroom side of the quicksand.
Yeah, I'm gonna step up on my disc and try to swing across.
All right.
Wait, oh no, because I still have the side of the rope, right?
Yeah.
Cool. I'm gonna try to tie the rope to something.
Okay.
Do I have to make a check for that?
No, I mean,
That's
you can
fine.
just
Cool.
tie
I'm
it.
just gonna try to tie the rope on something and use my floating disc as a stepping stone and hand over hand across. Or like
Oh,
climb, like use the rope to climb
you
across.
have your half of the rope, but the other half fell into
Oh,
the
good.
quicksand.
Oh, cool. Then I guess I'm swinging across because y'all left me with nothing else.
Well, it's not my fault.
That's a
Yeah.
10.
I wouldn't blame me either. I don't think it's anyone's fault.
Stepping onto
That's
the
a 10.
tensor's floating disc allows you to pretty easily from that point. Like grab the vine and swing down into, I guess, Sirad's arms, or maybe just sort of colliding with Sirad on the other side of the quicksand.
Yeah, and the disc floats behind me at a distance of 20 feet.
And I erase 50 feet of rope from my inventory sheet.
I can still have
Well,
it.
yeah, no, if I couldn't tie it off to anything, then I was taking it with me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, if I couldn't use it to get across, I'd take it with me.
Cool. Sarah, lead us.
Alright, I guess we head towards the swamp room and then go to the big path.
You push your way through the plants, squeeze through the passageway, and as you're walking forward, and the tensor floating disc starts following behind you, and it has a little bit of trouble. It scrapes up against the sides and bumps into, bumps into the walls of the passageway. So by the time it catches back up with you as you're entering the swamp room again, there are a couple rocks like just sitting on it
On
now.
top.
Uh,
I'll brush them off.
Yeah, but you enter the big room, and as you're entering the big room, you see a couple of the lizards, the dog-sized lizards, running down the big path, just away from you as you're entering the room, and the light from the flashlight is cast towards them. But you're back in the big swamp room.
Cool. Now let's get down the dark path.
Towards the danger path.
I walk first.
Okay. You take point and walk up the danger path, the dark path, and this this shallow incline is not. The shallow incline is not tough to walk up, and this ground is much sturdier than the grounds that you've been walking on before. They're it feels like solid ground, like before the cave doesn't feel as swampy. But you do see the remnants, the little new plants and new mushrooms growing out of the walls, where underneath where these scrapes are, where the walls have otherwise sort of been brushed clean of any plants and loose dirt. And after about 20 feet of walk up this incline, you are now in darkness besides the flashlight. Are you going to do anything about that darkness?
I'm going to cast light
Okay. On what?
on a spear.
I have some of those mushrooms from earlier.
And I hold up my glowing spear, which is significantly brighter than the mushroom.
Yeah, and
I don't think we need that, Sirad.
And the light spell is also brighter than the flashlight. While the flashlight is definitely functioning, the light spell is a much stronger, more potent, direct magical solution. What color does your spear glow?
Just white.
Alright. As you
Like lightning.
as your spear lights up and the light is cast on the walls, you can see that the passageway is widening a bit, and as it widens, there are some areas towards the top of the walls where there are some more small plants growing again, where the scrapes haven't quite reached. And you also notice that 10 feet ahead of you is another drop. It's about another 10-foot drop down into a large, semi-rectangular room. And as you approach the edge of the ledge, you hear a voice from up ahead in this room. And the voice goes, oh God, oh God,
Can we see a person from this distance?
From this distance, no. You hold up your spear, and you hold up your spear and the flashlight, and this room is too long. The voice is coming from the other end of the room, and you don't see the source of the voice.
Are we interrupting something?
Oh, they're coming! Oh no!
They're what? What did you say? What are they doing?
Stay back! I'd stay back. I'll shoot you.
Oh, please don't do that.
Ease up,
Yeah.
ease up. Nobody's
We
going to
don't-
shoot anybody.
Yeah, we don't mean you no harm.
No, stay back, you liars! More of them.
More of what?
Wait, you're part of Duke's Dungeoneering Company, right?
That's what they would say, wouldn't they?
Do they have cool seashell necklaces like us? I wave mine in the light.
As you wave the seashell necklace in the light, there's a bit of a pause, and then I can't see what that is.
It's a cool seashell necklace.
If you come closer, we could stop shouting at each other.
Don't you dare come closer. I'm fine with staying a shouting distance.
Well, I'm not, so...
Are you
appears
hungry?
We're at an impasse.
I'm not accepting any food from you.
Okay. Well, if we do come into that room, could you just kind of edge around the edge of the walls and we can just kind of pass right on by?
Oh, no. You don't get to pass by here. No, turn around and go back. Go through your own sneaky hidey holes and secret passages.
What? Whatever you think we are not. We're just good adventuring folk trying to find our fortune. And...
Alright, I'm giving you until the count of 3 before I'm gonna take a shot.
Okay, before you start counting though, what do you think we are?
One.
Wait, hold
No,
up. You gotta
Chris,
start over. You
how-
stuttered.
Chris, how persuasive does Jordan have to be for Sarah to make a persuasion roll?
Like with most checks, if there's no chance of success, I don't let you roll. But so more persuasive is my answer there. One.
I step
Two,
forward
what?
with my shield.
2.
Um,
I gotta take the shot.
I'm getting behind Sarah's shield.
Please don't shoot yourself.
2.
I'm in the middle, but yeah.
2.
You out of bullets?
3.
You're out of
Kapow!
bullets.
I've been shot! Oh no! I'm just kidding. What's your name, by the way?
No. Go away.
I'm Ruckus.
Okay, I don't have any bullets, but I do have a sword.
Well, you're a bit too far to throw that at us, so I'm gonna come in, alright?
No, don't you. If you come in here, it won't be too far.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
walk, I guess,
heading.
just in front of Ruckus, so that the light is cast on your face.
I'm heading in with the
I'm not the
flashlight.
prettiest face. And it's a drop, right? Another 10-foot drop?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you want to leave a rope right here?
Oh, that's
So we can
fine.
get back up?
Yeah, leaving a rope here is good.
Is there anything to tie
I
rope
feel
to?
like intelligence.
Yeah, there's like a rocky outcrop that we can tie the rope to.
Okay, I set my glowing spear down, tie the rope to the rock.
And drop the rope down.
The disc can make that distance, just barely. It can deal with an elevation change of up to 10 feet.
Wow.
Cool.
Well,
I'll do the thing where I just drop.
you
Catch
drop
the
down.
rest of us.
You drop down into this room, and this room is it's not as swampy and marshy. Your feet aren't sinking. Your feet aren't sinking into the ground, but there is a kind of layer of moisture of mud on the top of this room. From your vantage point, you can see this room is another 50-foot wide room, and it extends. It extends out into the darkness. You can't see how far. But
It's more of a peat bog.
sure, yeah.
Yeah.
And this room has more plants around the edges. None of the mushrooms here, but you can hear the kind of quiet buzzing of bugs and plants. So you know that this room has not been scraped like the previous passageway. And as you step down, start walking forward, you notice that this room also has big rocks in it, sticking out of the ground. There are a few big boulder-sized rocks, 10-foot diameter, just scattered throughout the room that you're having to avoid and walk around. And as your feet are schlupping in the mud as you walk forward, you hear the voice again, just okay, how about this? How about I give you the things I have and you go away?
I'm not looking to rob you.
Yeah. We're just looking to make our way through. You're the one who's being weird here.
I'm
Look,
Are you
I don't
out
know
of-
what you've seen, but
all right. This didn't work before, but I'm gonna try it again. I'm gonna give you till the count of 3 before I attack you with the sword. And you won't like it.
Do you need money to get out of the dungeon?
I'm not gonna accept any of your money.
Okay.
Well, I think you're being unnecessarily difficult right now. Well, hold up. I would love to be friends with you, but right now, I think you just need to kind of accept that you are a little out of your depths, and you should just kind of mind your own business.
1. That's a 1.
What direction's the voice coming from in this room?
From like the opposite.
Okay.
I'm gonna step back in front of Ruckus and shield forward.
All right.
We're coming towards you. Not looking for a fight.
As you're walking, you can see, as you've been walking through this room, your lights are cascading along the other end, and you see it's about like a 100-foot room. And the opposite end of the room looks like there was another tunnel that was leaving this room that has since been collapsed. Or rather, rocks have been collapsed in front of it. There are not like stone boulders, but like dirt boulders and some like scattered plants that have been just like cascaded down in this passageway. And next to the exit to the room, there is a bit of like a raised, like natural ramp up to just like a little raised platform that you can see a little halfling sitting on with a sword and a backpack next to him. And his leg is bound up in like a splint, like a makeshift splint. And you can see on his clothes that are very like dirty and muddy and torn up the Stronghammer Magitech logo.
Oh.
So you can see that this person is an employee or otherwise member working for the Stronghammer Magitech company, which is a company that's out in the world that produces a lot of the magic items and magitech that the world uses. They also develop guns in this fantasy world. And you can see that indeed he has a gun holster with a pistol in it, and he is currently holding onto a short sword and sort of holding it menacingly. And as soon as you all come into view, he's like, "All right, that's a 2. Don't you come any closer."
Hey, buddy, we don't want to hurt you. Looks like you're already pretty hurt. We're passing through, and now I'm real curious to know what made you so scared. Hands are up. I'm a wizard, so it doesn't mean a whole lot, but my hands are up.
I'm all right. I'm gonna need you to make a persuasion check.
All right.
And you have advantage on it.
Cool.
Everybody
We're a good charming
helping
boy.
for a while.
That is a 13.
13?
Yeah.
And so, that's 3. I don't want to face off against more of you face changing.
No.
Oh, well, that's an upsetting thing for you to say.
Face changing monsters.
I assure you, this is the face I've had my whole life.
That's what they would say if they wanted to take my stuff
Oh.
and kill me.
Well, look, if you want to attack us right now, you're gonna have to walk up to us and attack us. We don't care about you. I'm sorry. I mean, I do care about you. I do. I really do. And I want you to succeed in life. But right now, you're being irrational.
Listen, buddy,
We
if
can
we
maybe
were...
give you a hand if
yeah.
you put the sword down.
Yeah, if we were face changers who wanted to take your stuff, I think we would have done it by now, don't you think?
Maybe.
I mean, I would know. You run into more of them than I have, apparently.
So, and I put my glowing spear down, so why don't we put down the sharp things and just talk about this normal like?
Okay. And he puts the sword down next to him. Ooh. What do you want? Who are you?
Well, let's start with your name.
Oh. Hi, I'm George.
It's nice to meet you, George. My name is August.
I'm Ruckus.
And as you approach him to shake hands with him, he sort of like recoils back and
I got you. Sorry.
Sirad,
And I'm Sarah. What happened to you, George? Why are you all by yourself?
I was coming through here with my team, my squad, and as we were on our way through, this thing showed up and it ran into the walls and these rocks fell and a few of them knocked me down and my leg broke and the rest of the team moved on ahead.
So you did that splint yourself?
Yes.
How does it look?
It looks It looks pretty good. He's making the most of it. Like there was no like natural wood around, so it looks like he took. It looks like he took like pieces of his own like leather armor and like used that to like help with the splint as well as like maybe some pieces of a tool he had in his pack or something like that. And you can also see that like he has a pack that's been that's like down on the ground that's been with a bunch of like open like rations that have been mostly consumed, like crumbs left, and amongst his stuff there's like a couple other like just like interesting items. Like of course he has like his gun, he has like a pack of bullets that's empty, as well as just a set of like mining tools with like a pickaxe and like a little set of ore. What's the word? Like testing rocks.
Samples?
Yeah, something like that. And he also has an item that looks like kind of like a magic wand with like a little like satellite dish at the end that is connected via kind of like coiled up wire to a metal and glass like rectangle. Isn't that funny? Then the rectangle.
Do you mind me asking what that contraption is?
This is well. I used to be able to use this to identify monsters, but once we met the face changes, it kind of stopped. Well, it didn't stop working, but it didn't work on them. So.
Wait, you said your friends just left you behind?
When the rocks fell on me, I was knocked out for a little bit, so they probably just thought I died.
They didn't come back for you at all for your body, or even for your seashell necklace? He does have a seashell necklace, right?
Yes, he
Okay,
does. And how are they supposed to get back through all these? How am I supposed to get back through all these?
I pick up one of the boulders.
A strength check.
Please crit.
19.
Alright, yeah, you pick up one of the
Oh,
boulders.
like this! And I just, toss it aside.
Well, okay, but how am I supposed to do this with my leg like this?
How
Well,
long have you been down here?
A couple days, I imagine.
George, do you want me to take a look at that leg?
Are you a doctor?
I'm a cleric. It's close.
I mean, I guess.
I'm
If
gonna.
you must.
I want to see if I can, improve his splint.
Okay.
I don't have splint stuff on me. Just rearrange bandages and whatever.
Alright, so yeah, you make a medicine check.
Ooh, 9.
It looks like you did a pretty good job. You don't really see ways that you can.
I definitely play it off like I made it better though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you do you retie some knots that have come loose and retie some knots and help make it tidy it up, I guess.
George, do you know what's through this corridor right here?
No, I'm on this side of the corridor with a broken leg.
It's okay, George. Just breathe. Take a deep breath in. Deep breath in, George. Hold it. Deep breath out. One more time. Deep breath in, George. Hold it. Hold it. Deep breath out. There we go. Okay, George. You're feeling better now. You're feeling better.
Do we
Should
wanna...
I kind of
Yeah.
form our little huddle away from George.
Okay.
Do we want to, take 20 minutes and let this guy back out? I
I
mean,
think so. I think we can
it's
do
just
that.
two little 10-foot walls, and
Yeah.
hoist him right up
Snuff him
there
with
and
those
send him
lizards,
out.
and
Yeah.
They're afraid of us already.
Yeah, his team thinks he's dead. I don't think we're gonna, reunite them like this.
It's a good idea, yeah.
Are you coming up with secret face-stealing plans?
No, we're trying to get you out of here,
I'm
George.
perfectly happy with my own face, thank you. So should we
You
just...
want us to carry you out of here, George?
To carry me out?
Yeah, just
Well, do you
back to
think
the-
you could
back
walk
to the
out?
dungeon
You
door.
know where the exit is?
Yeah. You must have come in not where we came in, because we came in somewhere very close by.
What if that door's not there anymore?
I mean, I would hope that it is. I would assume that the door is still there. I don't know why I'd assume that, but I assume the door is still there.
I mean, every door I've been to has been there when I came back.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, the first door on the beach wasn't always there; it just kind of appeared, right?
Yeah, but it's been there pretty consistently.
Well,
now.
instead of talking about it,
Yeah,
let's go do it.
yeah, let's
let's
go
check.
see.
Let's check, and we'll bring him with us.
Yeah.
Either way, he's gonna be safer in a different room than this one.
Yeah.
Come on, George. I'll carry you.
Okay, I think I'll be fine if you don't.
I
carry me.
really don't think you will. I give him a big hug, and then I pick him up, and I say, George, if I was a shapeshifter who wanted to kill you, I would have just crushed you to death with that hug. And I did it. So let's get out of here, George.
Okay.
That was the most comforting way you could have said that, Ruckus.
Gonna pick up my spear and George's sword. I imagine he didn't really grab that as he got
No,
pushed
he
it
didn't.
away.
No. What about his backpack? And
I'll carry it.
stuff? Are you picking up everything, like sticking it into a backpack?
Yeah.
Okay.
I do want to. The only thing not going in that backpack is he still holding his monster scanner?
No, he doesn't.
Oh.
Or like it was on the ground.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm picking that up and I'm holding on to it for him.
All right, you pick up the monster scanner and hold on to it for him. As you all start the walk back, using the flashlight and the spear as guidance, you climb the rope up the 10-foot, up the 10-foot drop, go back down the dark pathway into the swamp room, where you trudge back out through the swampy ground over to where the door, or where you drop down from the door room. From this angle, you realize just how hard it is to see exactly where you drop down from.
Yeah.
The thick plants, like falling from the roof, make it. If you didn't know it was there, it would be impossible to find it. And even when you do know that it's there, you do spend a few moments like looking and like taking the spear and like moving vines out of the way, and then like moving to a new area and like until you do eventually find it. But it is still there. There's an opening and you can see the edge of the door in the small metal sphere room.
I lift George up first, kind of plop him inside of it, and then jump and climb up inside.
All right, and now you're back in the small metal sphere door room with George, who, as you plop him down, is all all right, this was here?
That's where we came in from. Could I get a hand up, Ruckus, please?
Yep. One arm just whoo.
Oh.
Holiday.
Oh!
Ooh,
Hurt my
gotcha.
shoulder more than I thought it would.
The door. I don't have any money. I wasn't the group accountant.
How many times have you been in here before?
This is just my first.
Oh, we can all
Insight.
toss
Is
it
he
gold.
grifting us?
No, I mean,
Maybe.
if he's saying it's his first time,
Uh,
then he's only getting
23. Is he grifting us?
He's not grifting. He's afraid.
I hand him a gold.
Yeah, I hand him a gold.
Oh, jeez.
I
two
hand him the
pieces
gold
of
that I
gold.
found on the ground
Okay.
today.
Oh, 2 pieces. Okay.
Oh wait, you only need one, don't
Yeah,
you?
you only need one. Yeah.
Keep your gold. I found my gold as a lucky chance today, so you
I
can
thought
have
you were
it.
being generous for a moment.
Listen, and I hand him his backpack and step back. Do you need to keep this for work? I mean, it's yours. I'll pay you for it, but I'd be very interested in holding on to this.
I mean, it is part of my kit that I came into here with.
I mean, I think right now what you're going to be doing is staying in town and waiting for your crew. We can tell them we've met you if we run into them, but I'd be very interested in you losing this in the dungeon, if you know what I mean.
Oh no, you could keep it. Oh, just let me. Just let me in.
buddy, and I hand him like 5 gold. I'm real sorry. No, get on your way. Good luck. August has never been intimidating before.
Okay. And he sort of hobbles back towards the door, clearly in pain, but sucking it up. As he approaches, the back of the door has a metallic, sort of mechanical-looking box on it with a slot.
That is gonna be so annoying at 400.
It's a fucking coin store machine.
Is it-
You just pour it in and wait.
Is it like a vending machine slot, or is it like at a toll booth where you just like throw it in and it funnels down?
It's like it's like the like gumball machines. How you like put the gold in and like
God.
No!
Craig,
We spent
Uh.
6 days putting in 400 gold.
So there are no quick escapes from the mega dungeon.
And I guess I'll just tell you now that it will probably change
Okay.
as you're like approaching it. It won't always be this.
It will turn into a coin star machine eventually.
As George fumbles towards the door and like tries to like put the coin in and messes up a few times before sliding it in, and then turns the crank and the door slowly creaks open. He's like, thanks, bye.
No problem,
Good
George.
luck.
Bye. Hope to see you again someday.
And the door closes behind him.
I'm gonna call him Lonesome George.
Good name. What does the door look like when it opens? Like when it opens, do we see the same kind of white portal
Yes.
on the other side? Gotcha. And he just vanishes.
Yeah,
in, no
he just
problem.
vanishes through.
Well, who's ready to move some boulders?
I don't think
I don't know
I
about
can.
physically moving some boulders, but I'm very
sure give
happy
you a
to
hand.
start.
Who's
yeah.
ready to watch me move some boulders?
That I can
Yeah.
do.
Quick travel back to that chamber.
Whoop, you're there.
Cool. I start moving some boulders.
I help Ruckus move boulders
So
by
advantage on these strength checks.
Loki just like
Spotting
spotting.
Okay.
20.
20?
Move some more boulders.
If any of these boulders need to be put somewhere else around the room, you can put them on the disc
I
if
do. I
they're
put them on the disc.
they're less than 500 pounds, and then I will run around the room and you can push them off somewhere.
Yeah, I feel
Yeah.
actually that would actually be pretty helpful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't have
we're
to
doing
carry
that,
them.
yeah.
You can just kind of push them off
Yeah.
the disc.
Can I grab a couple like fist-sized rocks?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. I grabbed 2 fist-sized rocks
Okay, you have 2 fist-sized rocks.
What are you grabbing those for, Sirad?
for dinner.
What?
For preparation of dinner.
Stone cooking, right?
That's
I hope.
not what I was planning.
Yeah, the face you made sounded like you've never heard of that before, and I want to know what you use rocks for in cooking besides that.
Well, I was gonna grind up the meat to make burgers.
What is a burger? But
Oh,
okay.
yeah, what is a burger?
What is a burger?
Okay.
It
So-
sounds delicious.
Hold on. In other cases in this world,
Have we
like,
eaten burgers
it's
on Earth
very
before?
modern. Like,
Oh,
like,
okay.
it's very modernized.
Oh, I
Has
personally
Ruckus
do-
eaten a burger?
No, Ruckus
yeah,
is not.
I do like the
August
idea
would
that
know.
these 2 characters have
Yeah.
not.
I feel like
breakfast
August
before.
is a farm town
So,
boy.
I was
but
already thinking about
no,
making
yeah.
a stone-cooked pizza joke, but I didn't.
I guess, yeah, August comes from a farm town where they don't have those.
Well, you grind up the meat, you cook it, and make it into like a patty. And then you eat it with some greens and bread.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Okay.
I'm still
That is
moving
a-
rocks.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
The less questionable choice of rocks than I was expecting.
Back home we call those mushy boys.
Oh no! Why would you eat those?
It does a lot of the chewing for you. It's already ground up.
Oh, that was not the way to pitch this food to me, Sarah.
That made it worse.
Yeah, that was not a pleasant way to describe that food.
And with that, the path has been cut through these rocks that mostly Ruckus lifted and hefted out of the way using the tensor disc, revealing another similar dark, scraped-up path that's only like 10 feet of this tunnel before entering another chamber. And as you all push forward and walk up the continual like short incline to this next large room, this next large room has many passageways coming off of it. In fact, it has 4 passageways coming off of it. You can see that
4 others besides our entry one?
4 besides the one you just entered from. Yes. There is a large passageway straight ahead that is overgrown with vines, but the center of the vines have all been pushed aside, revealing a large hole basically cut through it from being trafficked. There is a small passageway off to the left that is too rectangular. Is cut out of the walls in a way that none of these caves have been yet. And then there are... there's only 3 passageways. The third one just branches off very shortly after leaving this room, off to the right.
On a racer.
Where... off to the right, where you can see that there's actually some light coming from. Some surprisingly natural feeling bright light.
The same kind of light as the mushrooms were casting?
No, a different kind of light.
So,
It looks like everyone else went through this big one in front of us.
yeah. Which means everyone, meaning maybe that scouting party, and probably also whatever's been pushing vegetation out of the way in these past caverns. And now that I'm hearing about these face changers, I am worried.
Maybe we should set up a password or something. That
is,
we know who's who.
Yeah, an unsettling but good idea.
What about mushy boys?
Mushy boys. That's a good one.
Oh, wow, that is a phrase that most people wouldn't say.
Well, maybe from
Yeah,
where you're from.
As
Yeah.
you say that, you
Someone
hear,
heard our password.
you hear the sounds of footsteps, of large, slow footsteps, and the sound of something sort of scraping along the side of the wall
From which direction?
from the large passageway straight ahead.
Let's go to a different one.
I vote one on the right.
I do want to
The
go...
natural light.
Yeah.
Natural light. Let's go.
Makes sense.
Run into the right.
Scurry.
You scurry off to the right as the footsteps grow louder.
I switch off the flashlight.
You switch off the flashlight.
I dispel my spear.
And you run down the passageway to the right. As you run down the passageway, about 10 feet down the passageway, it is splitting. Off to the right, you can see a room with the same blue mushroomy glow that you've seen before, and off to the left you can see the passageway descends down, and the natural light is coming from from below, from that area.
Should we try that way?
I think so.
That might be the mushroom room.
No, there's the mushroom room going one way and natural light coming from the other way. Like, mushroom light is coming from one way and, like, daylight type light is coming from another way.
Oh.
I vote daylight.
Okay.
And that one's to the
Right.
left?
Daylight to the left, mushroom to the right?
Yes.
Cool.
You run down. You run down the passageway towards the daylight, and when suddenly the passageway takes a steep drop, or not steep drop, steep incline,
Okay.
and you're having to not quite going down. Sorry, decline, and you're not quite needing to like go onto all fours, but you're certainly needing to like watch yourself and like slow down a little bit. And a few feet after it starts on the decline, there's another passageway going off to the right that you couldn't see from before. It's perpendicular to this one. That is not on a decline. It's just horizontal, and it seems to be going to another room.
So is this a split in this passageway?
This is a split in this
Okay.
passageway. Yes, and these passageways are still big, like 10 feet wide passageways. That,
Oh, wow.
just move through.
And it just goes to a room?
You can see that you can see it going to a like going down the hallway and widening out to a room.
Gotcha. Oh, should we cut in here just in case?
Yeah, that sounds good.
You turn and cut down and cut across into that passageway, and as you run into the room or run down the hallway, you notice that there are some like plant-looking things sticking up out of the ground in this room. But otherwise, this room looks bare. And as you approach, you can see this 30-foot diameter cave is like just bare rocks and no longer has this like moist feeling. But instead, the ground has a bunch of these stalk-like plant things sticking up out of it, with like sort of bulbous spheres on the end sticking up out of the ground. But because there's no light source, you can't see.
Pseudo-wudos.
You can't see what these are.
Should I turn on the flashlight?
I think so.
Are they people?
I don't know. I'm gonna turn on the flashlight.
Yeah, quick, turn on the flashlight!
You turn on the flashlight, and as the light falls onto all these plants, each plant looks back at you with a single eyeball on top of their long, pale stalk.
Please turn
like-
that flashlight off.
I turned the flashlight off.
Wait,
Good
no,
start.
turn it back on!
Did you not see this?
Yeah?
They're creepy.
Do they look malicious?
We don't know,
Or
it's
do
dark.
they look spooky or malicious or...
Well, I can see better than you, Ruckus.
Are
true.
you trying to judge the facial expression of these eyeballs?
Yes.
Make an insight check.
Insight? Cool.
Yep.
It's a 10.
Looking at
Oh wait, no, that's 12.
19
Oh.
for checking malice among the plants.
You don't see any malice among the plants. You don't see any like facial expression or anything. They were just single eyeballs on top of these pale stalks, all just looking at you. They didn't look particularly malicious.
I want to do a
guess.
nature check and see if I can figure out what these guys are.
Okay.
And that is a 6.
A 6? You have never seen these before.
Well, I don't think they're mean. I think they're just weird.
Should I turn the light back on?
Yeah.
I turn the light back on.
And as you turn the light back on,
I'll look again.
all these eyes are sitting unmoving, just looking at the group of you. And as you run the flashlight along them, you can actually see they're surrounding a like 20-foot diameter hole in the ground.
Oh, is this hole giving off some mushroomy kind of glow?
It
It
is
shouldn't,
not.
no.
No.
It's very far away from the... My wanderer ability, because of my background, tells me this is very far away from the jungle room. But there's a hole.
I want to approach some of the eye plants and see if, like, I'm not gonna touch them, but I'm gonna like get close and see if they snap at me or anything.
As you approach them, they don't make any movements or anything to react to you, but you do see that surrounding them on the ground is a kind of like thin, slimy blue film.
Oh wait, hold on.
And you can see that on the iris of some of these eyeballs, there's like a little bit of like an opening, almost like if you look at like the end of like a nut's shell, like where it comes together, where a few of them have like a little bit of like blue goop, like sort of like trickling out of it.
They're crying.
I'm pulling out the monster analyzer thing. I'm trying to figure out how it works at the same time, but like I'm pulling it out.
So you pulled out. You have a
The
wand.
Pokedex of this dungeon.
You have like a wand with like a little satellite dish that shaped
Yeah.
on it, connected with a spirally wire to a glass and metal like tablet,
Yeah.
essentially. What are you gonna do with it?
I'm gonna point the satellite wand in the direction of the eyeball plants and just kind of like TSA, wave it up and down.
As you can take this. Actually, there is a switch on the side of it.
Yeah, I press the button.
You press it, and as you do that, the glass like screen sort of lights up with a very very subtle like dark blue background.
Okay.
And you point the wand over at the plants, and it doesn't seem to really register anything at the eyeballs. Doesn't seem to really register anything until you like wave it across Sarah, at which point it says like humanoid, like or on the screen appears the words humanoid, half elf, or half elf.
Yeah. Okay.
But pointing at the eyeballs doesn't seem to reveal anything.
Pointing it at the ground
Uh,
under the eyeballs.
It doesn't seem to reveal
Okay.
anything.
I pull out one of the mushrooms from my bag.
All right, and you point it, and it doesn't say anything about the mushrooms.
Okay. Maybe it doesn't work on plants.
Back in my bag it goes.
Maybe. I walked through the little forest of eyeball things and peered down the hole in the ground.
Forest of eyeballs. Oh my god.
Yeah. Because I don't fully know what they look like, but I'm imagining just like they just look like stalks with eyeballs on the tip. Okay. And no other plant qualities, right?
No other plant.
Gotcha.
As you walk forward between them, they go up to about your thigh, like in height. Super tall.
Ruckus's thigh?
Yeah.
Ugh.
And as you're walking forward, you're kind of forced to bump into a few of them, and they sway back and forth a little bit on their stalks and sort of like run
Sorry.
into each other. And as you're walking through them, about half of the eyes like turn and like follow you as you're walking forward. And as you're stepping on like the blue slime that's between them, well, you're barefoot, right?
Yes.
You feel your foot starting to like stick to the ground, and it becomes harder to like step forward while stepping on this like blue sticky substance.
Well, I do my best to avoid it if I can. But if I can't, I just march on through.
Yeah, you can march through. And when you approach the edge of the hole and lean over and look down, you see a column. You're looking inside of a column that is descending down as far as you can see into the darkness, absolutely covered on all sides by these eyeballs.
Oh no.
What do you see, Ruckus?
You know what? I don't think I can describe this. Have you ever walked into a forest glade at night and the animals are all having a party that you were invited to, and you just look around and then there's suddenly all the music stops and a bunch of eyes just turn to you and they're looking at you like, we got caught. When are they gonna go away? And you just stand there and you're looking at them and they're looking at you, and eventually you're just like, I think I'm gonna leave now. That is literally what I'm doing right now because I'm backing away.
Well, no, that hasn't happened to me. But I think I get what you're putting down.
Yeah, these eyeball stalks, they are more. It is just a column going down as far as my eyes can see. But you do like talking about your elven eyes. Maybe they could see further.
Sirad, do you have a rock to spare?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, here you go.
Or any bits or bobs?
Just, here's a rock.
Alright, I'm gonna cast light on one of these rocks.
Alright.
No.
And I'm gonna walk up to the edge of the pit and drop it down. And just see what I can see.
You drop the rock down the pit, and it falls inside of this tunnel, this tube. It doesn't hit any of the eyeballs, but you just watch as it falls down, and just eyeball plants all the way down, as it falls like at least 100 feet before going out of view, just through past more and more of these eyeball plants.
Yep, awkward party, let's go.
Yep.
Did you hear it hit the bottom?
Did I?
Haven't yet.
After a few moments, I think you would hear a very distant.
There it was. Let's go.
Okay, yeah, let's get out of here, please.
Hey, August, can you try using that scanner on me?
I can once we are out of this room. I don't like being looked at like this. Then once we're back in the hallway, I do want to use the scanner on Sirad and see if it works.
As you go back to the hallway, are you going, like... Yeah, so as you run back to the hallway, you run back and you hear some more sounds, and you just catch a last glimpse of a large, at least 10-foot tall creature back in that central room where there were the multiple paths like branching out from, walking back down the path that you cleared with the boulders. And then a moment later, you hear this crash as supposedly more boulders are being pushed out of the way and knocked down, and the creature leaves your sight. And you point the scanner at Sirad, and it says, humanoid, chlorphyte.
Okay, so it works on some plants. Although, we called those plants. I don't know if those are plants.
We could have cut one.
I don't want to know what happens if we do that.
Do you want to cut one?
Nope.
Because I don't want to cut one.
I don't want to be anywhere near this situation.
A lot of things I will cook. I added all those to a list of things I will not cook.
Yeah.
You're standing in the hallway, and in the opposite direction of the shadowy creature. Or, I feel like in D&D it's so dangerous to say shadowy creature. I mean just like the distant creature that you couldn't get a good view of. In the opposite direction, there is like the natural light coming from below you. Which way are you planning to go?
Isn't there still like? Can't we still continue the steep path, the normal?
Yeah, that's
towards
the
the
way.
natural light.
Oh right, yeah.
I vote we go that way. That seems more comforting than anything else we've seen so far.
Yeah, let's follow that.
The mushrooms are nice.
You walk together down the path towards the more natural light, and you see that, or as the path is descending, you see an outcropping that is hanging out over nothing. As you're walking down this path, you see that it extends out sort of below this area that you have been walking in, that you have been exploring these caves in, and sticks out, jutting out kind of peninsula-like, over open air. And you can see from that area, from that open air, is where this natural light is coming from. And I'll get to what's out there in a moment as you all are approaching. But also, There's a woman sitting here on the edge of this peninsula. She has this thick red hair, long red hair, and she looks battle-scarred, but satisfied. She's just sitting. She has a pan flute that she is like playing, like she has picked up and started playing like softly as she's sort of looking over the edge. That is how everything. But as you all approach, she turns and looks up at you and says, "Oh, hello."
Hello, my name's Ruckus. Nice to meet you.
Oh, well, and she carefully puts down the pan flute and then pulls her legs back up onto this peninsula of rock hanging over nothing and stands up. And as she stands up, she is tall. She's like, well, tall for a human. So she's like 6'6", but still not quite as tall as
Cute little
Ruckus.
shorty right there.
Yep.
I also definitely thought when you said she pulls her legs back on, her legs that were in the darkness, and it's like 40 feet of leg. And this is our boss fight.
It's the legs.
It's just legs.
So,
Back to
she approaches Ruckus, looks up at you, and says, "My name's Lee." And holds out a hand.
I shake it.
While this happens, I'm trying to very subtly point the wand at her.
And then I pull her into a hug.
As you pull Lee into a hug, you're pointing the wand. Make a sleight of hand check if you're trying to subtly do it.
Trying to subtly do it. Sleight of hand is not going to be great. This is a 13.
However, I am hugging her, which is going to distract her. So I am providing aid. I'm helping her with that.
And as you're pointing the wand, and Ruckus pulls in for a hug. You're providing aid with it?
Yeah, I'm providing aid. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
do I get
I'm helping
advantage?
because I'm helping by pulling the.
Well, yeah, but it still
Yeah.
can point at you too.
So what?
It can still point at you too.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah,
I'm just helping with the subtlety aspect.
Oh, that was a 1, so we're going to stick with the 13.
All right. So you point the wand. The screen says humanoid furbolg.
Shoot.
And after the moment the hug and that passes, she steps back a little bit, like, oh, well, what are your names? Sorry, I don't.
I'm August.
Sirad.
Sarah, just exploring the dungeon,
Exploring this dungeon.
trying to find our fortune. What are you doing out here?
Oh, I guess I'm exploring the dungeon too. I guess I wouldn't quite call it the dungeon. I'd call it more my home.
Seashell necklace.
She's not a seashell.
Oh, I'm pointing the wand at her. I'm not trying to be subtle anymore.
You point the wand at her, and it says humanoid, human.
Okay.
And she says, I'm sorry, it's no need to be antagonistic.
Sorry, I'm not. It's not as threatening as it looks. I found a contraption that tells me what things are, and I'm testing it out on.
I understand.
Run
You're still learning about this area.
Yeah.
That's okay. This place is quite big. Why don't you all step forward a few feet here? Take a look. And she steps toward to the very edge of the peninsula and stands dangerously close to the edge of this rock. Puts a hand above her on the ceiling of rock from that you are emerging out of, and leans out a little bit over the edge, looking out into the natural light.
And so what
Holding
do
onto
we
the
see?
disc.
What do we see?
As you all walk forward onto this peninsula and look down, you see a forest. 300 feet beneath you, you see an expansive forest with trees growing out of it, with birds and other flying creatures flying over the top. You see it's thick and it looks. I don't want to keep using the word lush. It looks
Deciduous.
Dense.
Well, that doesn't quite mean forest.
yeah.
Or lush.
Yeah, it looks dense and alive, and you can see in this forest, in almost like the center of this disc, that you can now see is about that's more than 1,000 feet wide of like a disc of this forest, beyond which there is just empty space, just darkness. Towards the center, there's a clearing where you can see a almost like workshop that is like pumping out smoke from the top of it, and above you, set into this rock, is a bubble-like collection of magma that is hundreds of feet wide and is what is providing this light. Well, what appears to be providing this light, because it does seem like there's a little bit something extra going on, because magma would not give off this bright daylight-esque appearance. On the surface of this bubble, there are plants and flowers growing off of it, and off in the distance, sticking out of this forest, there is a massive crystal. It looks almost like the edge of like a bismuth crystal, but it has an extended hexagonal shape jutting out of the forest, looking like it's half of it. It's almost underground from its current position. Following that back towards the workshop, there is following that back from the workshop, very close to you on the opposite side, and close to one of the edges of this forest, is a pillar of stone. It looks like almost like a tube was like extruded out of this stone, and is the only thing that you can see connecting the forest and everything attached to the forest to this piece of rock that you are on right now. And coming off of the sides of this tube are a bunch of smaller parallel tubes that are attached via other small connections of earth between them. Finally, as you are looking out at this, your eye is caught by a particular. I guess I could say I think you guys have probably encountered rocks before, like the big, like mythical birds, the rocks.
Oh.
I was gonna say, yes, we encountered some actual rocks a few minutes ago.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you see one swoop down from underneath the lava and descend down into the forest below.
So, if I looked just alongside the entrance and I looked to my left, what would I see? Like a cliffside that's going like, or is this tunnel just like a floating in midair kind of thing?
This is a floating in midair kind of thing. So if you're descending from the roof and like sticking out on like a potato chip of rock.
And the roof is made of magma.
There's just a section of it, like 100 feet away from you, where there is a bubble of magma being retained by some substance or something.
Oh,
yes.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of things to describe.
So these describe the tubes again.
The tube is where the eyeballs were. It is this stone tube. Looks like a stone tube that is as if like somebody stuck a pipe into this rock ceiling above you, and then stuck the forest onto the bottom part of it. And then parallel to that are smaller tubes. This is like a 300-foot tall, 20-foot wide, like extended tube of rock. And then parallel to that, there are many smaller, 20-foot wide, but 20-foot tall tubes, creating a sort of ladder-like, like sideways ladder-like attachment tubes to the central tube.
Okay.
Hey, can I talk to y'all back here? And I kind of motion everyone back towards the entrance we came in through.
Oh, okay. Take your time. I understand.
And form a huddle like we did when we talked to George. Something doesn't feel right about this.